partner
Hi,
is
just a second.
Laura Shurma, and I would.
In Pakistan, in Balochistan, which the Pakistani military says is orchestrated by India, then you start to understand the dynamics in the region much more. So yes, it is about Kashmir. It is about the territorial dispute between the two nations. But nowadays, the conflict has gone so much further. It is the geopolitical issues are becoming so much more complex, especially because China as well is playing a major role in Pakistan, which is foreign investment and the Belt and Road Initiative, of which the CPEC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, is a huge investment in Pakistan, and that travels through the Balochistan province, where many Chinese workers are actually targeted and become victim of terrorist attacks there. We're going for more than 10 minutes right now, so I don't want to continue. But this
The next generation. You also make sure the world does not forget, because right now the world would just like to forget that Kashmir is illegally occupied by 3 external powers. You
particularly impacts of othering and intergenerational trauma. The fully othering and intergenerational trauma. The fully grasped, shaken but unharmed. Jammu each contribute to the cultural fabric of Kashmir. Empowering Kashmir's future means ensuring that all these communities have a voice, not just in policy, but in healing.
Activity. I don't know what he meant out of that, but he does speak. In the Sir oral state, more people who are 10,000 miles away.
This is the right time to strike. We're the right man sitting in the White House. We need to make this very, very.
For as Bob Coffey said, almost 3 years now for Trump, his Abraham Accord doctrine of peace, whatever has happened after Trump, you very well said that Pakistan failed to capitalize and leverage whatever happened, unfortunately, for whatever reasons. I'm not going to go into that, but again, coming back to Kashmir, I treat Kashmir as a world economic zone, like a Switzerland of South Asia, close to 2 billion people in that region. So if we can have this peace, this is going to lead to a huge development, job creation, less terrorism from both sides. Unfortunately, India, Pakistan, defense budget is directly correlated to this conflict. Unless, if this thing get resolved, all your Carlyle Group or Halliburton, they're going to go bankrupt. so that is the issue. So it's peace through economic development, and as somebody just said that we need to have a good team, we need to have a good strategy for at least next 6 months in Washington DC, out of Washington DC, to get the real relevant ears for whatever you're trying to do. So I think it's going to happen. Right? Thank you.
Sean, can I have one more thing?
Sure.
I have time left. What's going on now is just simple. United Nations are responsible. These are war crimes. These are accidents humanity. So it's what's the United Nations on? Nothing.
That is the reason they get paid.
And I also know a president who's not real happy with the United Nations.
I know. He wants to cut down on the budget and everything.
They're not doing their job.
Thank you, Mr. Kami. I think he has alluded to one of the most important aspects of Kashmir. Kashmir could be a business hub for the South Asia and probably one of the most reliable buffer zone between the 3 nuclear powers. And at this time, Kashmiris are fortunate that we have a president. I'm not trying to boast it up, but it's reality. He is the man who does what he says. And we are absolutely relying on his commitment that within his tenure, that we're expecting that some sort of a resolution is passed, because President Trump is one of those people who is looking to be remembered as the legacy of peacemaker. And one of the oldest conflicts on the face of earth at this time is the Kashmir conflict, and we want it to be resolved. And somebody beautifully said it, that people in Kashmir deserve to run their own country, by their people. They can create their own constitution. We can be absolutely phenomenal neighbors. We can be, somebody just said, Switzerland of South Asia. So with that, we have an indigenous Kashmiri who has dedicated his life for the cause of Kashmir. He's a journalist, he is a columnist, he's an activist, Altaf Qadri. If you can please share a few moments of your time with us. Sure.
Sure. We're talking about President Trump. When President Trump raised the Kashmir issue, we had Kashmiris had a rally in front of White House. And do you know what the banner said? That was before anybody said this. With President Trump's intervention, hostilities cease. He deserves Nobel Prize for Peace.
Thank you. And I'm actually independent. I think I'm a registered.
So, Kashmiris did thank him for waking up the Kashmir issue.
Thank you for bringing that out.
Thank you, Farooq Kagrisa, for having this gathering today. There's a very famous line of Charles Dickens: "These are the best times and these are the worst times." And unfortunately, we are passing through very worse times. India may pretend to show itself as a democracy and secular country, but it's not functional, as Farooq has rightly said. One French author has recently produced a very wonderful account of India of today, led by Modi, which says it is an democracy. In India, there is a democracy only for Hindus. There is no democracy for minorities, Christians, Muslims, Sikhs, Dalits. It is just meant to be for only Hindus. It is also the worst time that it's not a regime that is being led today by Modi, where you can discuss things, where you can reason things, when you can have rational, you can have moral campus so strong that we can argue and sit together and argue with each other. It's not that India. Today's India is bearing down 1 million guns on the bare bodies of Kashmir. It's not a small number, it's a million army. And I have not been able to speak to my family for a long, long time. My mother is basically at the last, vastly under pressure by
solution to the issue.
Who was always considered like a paradise. So this paradise is burning.
that point is shifted to number 16, almost like second to last one.
Microphone mania.